Now to breaking news from overnight as the Russian invasion of Ukraine has officially started. While you were sleeping, new video was released of airstrikes and explosions. Tanks rolled across the border as Russian troops moved in after weeks of buildup. This morning we have live team coverage. Michelle Choi has reaction from here in Texas, but first, Bradley Blackburn is at the UN headquarters in New York.
Hey, Steph, good morning. World leaders are strongly condemning Russia for this invasion. Here at the United Nations, the Security Council was holding an emergency session last night as the first explosions were being reported in Ukraine. The Secretary General pleaded with President Putin to bring his troops back to Russia. But on the ground in Ukraine, it appears a war is just getting started. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is now underway. Explosions were seen and heard across the country overnight. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the start of the offensive in a pre-dawn speech. Putin said the action was necessary to protect civilians and restore order. He said Russia's goals include the, quote, demilitarization and denazification of Ukraine. Putin called on the Ukrainian military to surrender and warned other nations not to interfere. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky appeared on television as the invasion got underway. He urged people not to panic and said he had just spoken with President Biden. The White House condemned what it called an unprovoked and unjustified attack by Russia. Here at the United Nations, diplomats gathered for an emergency Security Council meeting. It's the Council's second emergency meeting this week on Ukraine.
We're here for one reason and one reason only: to ask Russia to stop.
During last night's session, the Ukrainian ambassador confronted his Russian counterpart.
There is no purgatory for war criminals. They go straight to hell, Ambassador.
President Biden is expected to meet with members of the G7 and other world leaders today to discuss even tougher economic sanctions against Russia. It could limit Russia from accessing the world economy and also prevent it from purchasing high-tech equipment from here in the U.S. We expect to hear from President Biden with details about that later today. That's it from here at the UN. I'm Bradley Blackburn. Back to you in Houston.
Bradley Blackburn at the UN this morning. Thanks so much. We're also hearing from our local leaders on this story as well. Michelle Choi continues our team coverage with that part of the story. Michelle, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning, Kimberly. Yeah, several Texas lawmakers are reacting this morning to all condemning Russian President Vladimir Putin's actions and decision. That includes Senator Ted Cruz. Take a look. He tweeted out this following statement saying, quote, following news of Putin's further invasion of Ukraine with enormous concern and anger, the U.S. will stand with our Ukrainian allies, continue to provide them with arms to defend themselves and work to counter Putin and hold accountable those responsible for this aggression. Congressman Michael McCall, who is the lead Republican of the House Foreign Affairs Committee, released this joint statement saying in part, quote, the last few hours have laid bare for the world to witness the true evil that is Vladimir Putin. Now, a big concern since tensions began rising was the rise in oil and food prices. Well, overnight, oil prices surged over $100 per barrel. When we spoke with our energy expert Ed Hurst just a few minutes ago, he told us a full-scale conflict could send gas prices north of $4 per gallon here in Houston. Now, it's estimated there are more than 4,000 Ukrainians currently living here in the Houston community. As you might imagine, all keeping a close eye on what's happening. Dave?
No doubt about that. Michelle Choi covering this breaking news this morning. Michelle, thanks. And you can continue to follow all of these breaking stories all morning long. You can catch the very latest on our KHOU 11 app and on our website, khou.com.